When a beloved canine companion crosses the rainbow bridge, the void they leave behind can feel impossible to fill. Yet the universe works in mysterious ways, and souls often find their way back to those they've loved before. Throughout history, many spiritual traditions have acknowledged the possibility of animal reincarnation. Cayce himself noted that the bonds we form with our animal companions can transcend physical death, creating soul connections that persist across lifetimes. The familiar gaze. Perhaps the most profound indicator that your new puppy carries the soul of your previous companion is found in their eyes. There is a certain quality to a gaze that transcends the physical, a depth of recognition that cannot be explained by conventional science. When your new puppy looks at you with eyes that seem to know you completely, to understand your soul on a level that should be impossible for a new acquaintance, pay attention. This is not simply the adoring look that all puppies give their caretakers. This is something deeper, a profound recognition that seems to say, I know you, I've always known you. Many pet owners report a shiver of recognition when they first lock eyes with a puppy who carries the soul of their departed friend. The eyes, after all, are windows to the soul, and when a familiar soul gazes through new eyes, something within us recognizes the truth. Watch for moments when your puppy seems to study your face with unusual intensity or calmness. Notice if they maintain eye contact in a way that feels reminiscent of your previous companion. This soul-deep recognition often manifests as a stillness, a moment of connection that transcends the ordinary puppy-human relationship. Repeated habits. The soul carries memory, even when the conscious mind does not. When a soul returns in a new body, it often brings with it behavioral patterns from its previous incarnation. Pay close attention to your new puppy's natural inclinations and habits, especially those that emerge without training or encouragement. Does your new puppy instinctively sleep in the exact same unusual spot your previous dog favored? Perhaps they curl up in a distinctive position that was characteristic of your departed friend. Maybe they show an unexplained preference for a specific toy or treat that was your previous dog's favorite. These behaviors, emerging spontaneously in a puppy who couldn't possibly have learned them, suggest the presence of soul memory. One particularly compelling sign is when a puppy demonstrates knowledge of household routines they haven't yet experienced. They might sit expectantly by the door at your previous dog's walking time, or position themselves in the kitchen exactly where your departed companion used to wait for meals. These behaviors, emerging naturally without training, hint at memories carried from one life to the next. Response to the previous name. While puppies are quick to learn, there is something remarkable about a new puppy who responds to your previous dog's name before being taught to do so. This phenomenon goes beyond coincidence when it happens consistently or with unusual alertness. Pay attention if your new puppy perks up, turns their head, or comes running the first time you accidentally call them by your departed dog's name. This instinctive response suggests recognition at a soul level. The name resonates with something deep within them, triggering an automatic reaction that transcends their current physical form. Some pet owners report testing this phenomenon deliberately, speaking their previous dog's name softly when the new puppy is seemingly distracted. The response, often a quick turn of the head, alert ears, or an immediate approach, can be startling in its definitiveness. While skeptics might attribute this to coincidence or tone of voice, those who have experienced it recognize something more profound at work. Identical fears and phobias. Fear responses are deeply instinctive and often tied to significant life experiences. When a new puppy displays the exact same unusual fears or phobias as your previous companion, without having experienced the triggering situations in their current life, it suggests memories carried forward by the returning soul. Perhaps your departed dog had an inexplicable fear of certain objects, sounds, or locations. If your new puppy demonstrates the same specific reaction, whether cowering from the vacuum cleaner in exactly the same way, showing distress at the sound of thunder, or avoiding a particular room in the house, take note. These shared fear patterns, especially when they manifest in identical physical responses, point to experiences remembered at a soul level. Particularly compelling are cases where puppies show fear responses to situations they couldn't possibly have encountered in their young lives. A puppy who has never experienced a traumatic event yet reacts with the same specific pattern of avoidance or anxiety as your previous dog, is displaying something beyond learned behavior. The immediate bond. While puppies are naturally affectionate, there is something distinct about the immediate, profound connection that forms when a familiar soul returns. This bond transcends the normal getting-to-know-you period and feels like reuniting with an old friend rather than meeting a new one. The language of love between humans and their canine companions is as unique as a fingerprint. Each relationship develops its own vocabulary of affection, specific ways of requesting and giving love that become sacred rituals between souls. When these precise patterns re-emerge in a new puppy without being taught, we glimpse the continuity of the soul's journey. Observe your new companion closely. Does this young soul seek affection in ways that echo your departed friend? Perhaps they present a specific paw or nudge your hand to a particular spot for scratching. Maybe they rest their head on your lap with the exact same sigh of contentment that was your previous dog's signature expression of trust. These nuanced behaviors, especially when they appear spontaneously, suggest memories carried forward by a returning soul. Many who have experienced this phenomenon report being moved to tears the first time their new puppy initiates an affection ritual that was unique to their relationship with their departed companion. There is something profoundly validating about these moments, as if the universe is confirming that love indeed transcends physical death, that the bonds we forge continue beyond the limitations of a single lifetime. Some spiritual traditions teach that these affection patterns are actually soul agreements, ways of recognizing each other across different incarnations. The specific touch, the unique interaction becomes a password of sorts, allowing souls to identify each other even when wearing new physical forms. When your puppy instinctively knows exactly how you shared love before, it speaks to recognition at the deepest level of being. Navigational memory. Perhaps one of the most striking signs of a returning soul is when a new puppy demonstrates familiarity with your home environment without having had time to learn it. This navigational memory manifests as an uncanny knowledge of the physical space that should be entirely new to them. Watch for a puppy who confidently navigates to hidden spots that were your previous dog's favorites, perhaps a tucked-away corner under furniture, or a specific window perch that offers a view of the neighborhood. Notice if they instinctively know which door leads to their favorite outdoor area, or if they seem to anticipate the layout of rooms they haven't yet explored. Particularly compelling are cases where puppies seek out items or locations that have special significance but are not obvious. Maybe they dig at the exact spot in the yard where a favorite toy was once buried, or they consistently pause at the place where their previous form received important news or experienced a significant event. These behaviors suggest memories of spatial relationships carried forward by the soul, transcending the limitations of the physical brain. Some who study animal spirituality suggest that these navigational memories are stored in what might be called the soul's compass, an aspect of consciousness that retains spatial awareness across lifetimes. When a new puppy moves through your home as if guided by an internal map they couldn't possibly possess, it hints at this deeper remembering. Dream connections. The veil between worlds thins during sleep, allowing for communication and connection that transcends ordinary reality. Pay special attention to your dreams in the period before and after welcoming a new puppy, as they often serve as bridges for souls to communicate their intentions and presence. Many people report vivid dreams of their departed dog shortly before encountering the puppy who will carry their soul forward. These dreams often have a distinctive quality, a clarity and emotional resonance that sets them apart from ordinary dreams. In these visitations, the departed companion may show themselves transforming, becoming younger, or directly communicating that they are returning. Equally significant are dreams that come after meeting your new puppy, where the two forms, old and new, merge or transform into one another. These dreams often carry a profound emotional impact and a sense of confirmation, as if your subconscious mind is recognizing what your waking mind is still processing, that the soul you loved has indeed returned in a new form. Some spiritual traditions teach that dreams serve as meeting grounds where souls can communicate directly, bypassing the limitations of physical existence. In this sacred space, your departed companion can confirm their return and help you recognize them in their new form. These dream connections often leave the dreamer with a deep sense of peace and certainty about the soul's continuity, physical markings, and behaviors. While no two physical bodies are identical, souls sometimes carry forward distinctive traits that manifest in surprising ways across different incarnations. These can appear as unexpected physical markings or highly specific behavioral traits that echo across lifetimes. Look for unusual markings on your new puppy that mirror those of your departed friend, perhaps a distinctive spot pattern, a unique color patch, or even similar scarring. While genetics determine much of physical appearance, there are documented cases of birthmarks and distinctive features appearing in locations significant to previous incarnations, suggesting the soul's influence on physical form. Even more compelling are the micro-behaviors, the tiny, idiosyncratic movements and habits that defined your previous companion. Does your new puppy tilt their head at the exact same angle when confused? Do they have the same unusual stretching routine upon waking? Perhaps they adopt the same distinctive posture when alert or focused. These subtle behavioral echoes, especially when they emerge without being modeled or taught, suggest the soul's continued expression through a new physical vessel. Some who study reincarnation suggest that these physical and behavioral echoes serve as soul signatures, ways for the returning soul to make itself recognizable to loved ones. They are the soul's way of saying, "Yes, it's really me," wearing a new coat but carrying the essence of who we were together. Spiritual intuition. Beyond all observable signs lies perhaps the most powerful indicator, your own deep spiritual intuition. This knowing transcends logical explanation. It is the soul's recognition of another soul with whom it has traveled before. This intuition often manifests as an immediate, overwhelming certainty upon meeting a particular puppy, a sense that goes beyond the normal joy of a new companion. Trust the goosebumps that rise when your new puppy gazes at you with ancient eyes. Honor the tears that come unbidden when they perform a gesture so achingly familiar it stops time. Acknowledge the whisper of recognition in your heart that says, "You've returned to me." Many spiritual traditions teach that this intuitive recognition is actually the highest form of knowing, the soul's direct perception, unmediated by the thinking mind. When you feel this certainty, you are experiencing what mystics throughout the ages have described as soul recognition, the moment when one soul acknowledges another across the boundaries of form and time. As we delve deeper into the spiritual understanding of soul connections between humans and their animal companions, we must acknowledge that consciousness itself is not confined to a single physical form. Throughout human history, wisdom traditions across cultures have recognized that the essence of being, the animating spark that gives life to all creatures, continues its journey beyond the dissolution of any particular body. This understanding allows us to see our relationships with our animal companions not as temporary accidents of circumstance, but as meaningful soul connections that may span multiple lifetimes. When we recognize the signs that our departed friend has returned in a new form, we glimpse a profound truth about the nature of existence itself, that love and connection transcend physical death. The bond between human and canine companions represents one of the purest expressions of unconditional love possible in this earthly realm. It is no wonder, then, that these souls would seek to continue their journey together, finding their way back to those with whom they've shared such profound connection. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, honors these soul agreements, allowing for reunions that nurture both beings' spiritual evolution. When we open ourselves to the possibility that souls return, we participate in a perspective that has brought comfort to humanity since ancient times. We join countless others who have recognized the eternal nature of consciousness and witnessed firsthand how love creates bridges between worlds, between lifetimes, between hearts. Living mindfully with a returned soul, recognizing that your new puppy may carry the soul of your departed companion, brings both joy and responsibility. This awareness calls for a mindful approach to your renewed relationship, one that honors both the soul's continuity and the unique journey of this new physical form. While acknowledging the familiar soul, it's important to also respect the new vessel's fresh start. Each physical lifetime brings its own purpose and lessons, its own distinctive temperament and abilities. Your returned companion has chosen this particular body, with its unique genetic makeup and predispositions, for specific reasons that will unfold throughout your time together. Practice the delicate balance of recognizing the soul you've loved before, while remaining open to discovering who they are becoming in this new expression. Allow space for both the comforting familiarity of soul recognition and the delightful surprise of new traits emerging. This balanced approach honors the complex nature of reincarnation, the continuity of essential being alongside the fresh potential of each new beginning. Many who experience reunion with a returned companion find that mindfulness practices deepen their appreciation of this miraculous connection. Taking time each day to simply be present with your puppy, observing without expectation, loving without condition, creates sacred space for both souls to recognize and remember each other at the deepest level. The spiritual lessons of animal reincarnation. When we receive the gift of a returned companion, we are being offered profound spiritual lessons that can transform our understanding of existence itself. These reunions invite us to expand our perspective beyond the material world, to glimpse the greater patterns of connection that weave through all of creation. Perhaps the most powerful lesson is the reality of love's permanence. In a world where so much seems temporary and fleeting, the return of a beloved companion demonstrates that the bonds we forge through love create connections that transcend physical death. This lived experience of love's continuity can heal our fear of loss and separation, showing us that what truly matters is never truly lost. Another essential teaching comes through witnessing the soul's journey across different forms. This direct experience of reincarnation challenges our limited identification with the physical body, inviting us to recognize ourselves and others as eternal souls, temporarily expressing through particular forms. This shift in perspective fosters compassion, as we begin to see all beings as fellow travelers on an eternal journey. The returned companion also teaches us about the nature of recognition itself, how souls know each other beyond physical appearance, beyond the limitations of sensory perception. This soul-level recognition points to deeper ways of knowing that lie dormant within us all, waiting to be awakened through love and presence, creating sacred space for spiritual connection. As you journey with your returned companion, consider creating intentional practices that honor and nurture your spiritual connection. These need not be elaborate rituals. Simple, heartfelt gestures often create the most powerful sacred space for souls to commune. Some find meaning in creating a small altar or sacred area that honors the continuity of their companion's journey. This might include a photograph of your previous dog alongside a fresh image of your new puppy, symbolizing the soul's journey across forms. Others place meaningful objects, perhaps a favorite toy that has recognized significance to both incarnations, in this sacred space. Daily moments of conscious connection can become powerful spiritual practices. Consider setting aside time each day to sit quietly with your puppy, placing one hand over your heart and the other gently on them, visualizing the golden thread of soul connection that has drawn you together across lifetimes. This simple practice acknowledges the spiritual reality underlying your physical relationship. Many find that speaking aloud to their returned companion about shared memories creates powerful moments of recognition and healing. You might softly remind them of special times you shared in their previous form, watching for those moments of recognition that often come through subtle shifts in their eyes or quality of attention. The collective wisdom of animal souls. As we conclude our exploration of the signs that your puppy might be your returned companion, it's important to place this personal experience within the larger context of animal consciousness and spiritual evolution. Animal souls, particularly those who form close bonds with humans, participate in a collective wisdom that has profound implications for our shared journey on this planet. Throughout history, animals have served as teachers, healers, and guides for human spiritual development. The dog, in particular, has walked alongside humanity for thousands of years, offering lessons in loyalty, presence, forgiveness, and unconditional love. When a canine soul chooses to return to a specific human companion, it continues this ancient tradition of spiritual guidance and support. The soul who returns to you brings not only your shared personal history, but also the collective wisdom gathered through many lifetimes of service and companionship. This returning teacher offers you the opportunity to evolve together, to deepen your capacity for love and presence, to heal wounds from this and other lifetimes. The spiritual intuition. As we complete our journey through the signs of a returned companion, we return to perhaps the most essential indicator, that deep, inexplicable knowing that transcends rational explanation. This spiritual intuition, the soul's recognition of its beloved, remains the most powerful confirmation that your puppy carries the essence of your departed friend. Trust this knowing. Honor the moments when your heart recognizes what your mind cannot explain. These flashes of soul recognition connect you to the greater reality that underlies our physical existence, the eternal flow of consciousness and love that moves through all beings, all worlds, all times. In the quiet moments when your puppy gazes at you with eyes that seem to hold the wisdom of ages, when they perform a gesture so achingly familiar, it brings tears to your eyes. When they settle against your heart, with a sigh that feels like coming home, in these sacred moments, you touch the truth that love never dies. It simply continues its journey, finding new forms through which to express its eternal nature. And in this recognition, in this reunion across the boundaries of death and rebirth, you participate in one of life's greatest mysteries and blessings, the continuity of love that binds souls together throughout eternity. If these signs have resonated with you, or if you've experienced the profound reunion with a beloved companion across lifetimes, you're part of an ancient understanding that transcends ordinary explanation. Subscribe now to continue this spiritual journey together. Each week, we explore the deeper mysteries of animal souls and the eternal bonds we share with them. Your subscription ensures you never miss these insights that comfort, heal, and expand consciousness. Share your own reunion story in the comments below. Has your departed companion found their way back to you? Which signs did you recognize first? Your experience may be the confirmation another soul is waiting for. Remember, when we share these sacred experiences, we create a community of understanding that honors the eternal nature of love. Subscribe, comment, and join us as we walk this path of spiritual discovery together.